Good morning, millennials. Sorry we're about 2 minutes delayed. Heather just realized she didn't have her eyebrows on.
I didn't even draw them in today. I'm panicked.
You had a traumatic night, Heather. So we just decided to put all three of us here. We're going to be talking over each other the whole time.
Yep.
Jackie's never going to be able to get a word in, but that's
Okay.
just a regular day.
Today I'm just a toaster, enjoying the show and moderating. I'll hit you guys with the stories and then get your take on it. Really like a panel moderator.
I love a panel.
A panel of comedians, female comedians.
Unemployed female
Unemployed, fully unemployed.
Unemployed female comedians.
Yeah.
Women supporting other women.
Love that.
By the way, we are very supportive here at the morning shows. We support other women. Wow.
Wow.
Just wow.
Just wow.
I feel supported. As soon as I walked in this morning, y'all were like, "You made it!" Like you were genuinely worried about me last night.
I just have to say, like, I was worried about you, but I'm also so happy for you because I watch all your stories and I always think you're so funny. But this might be your greatest work,
Right?
And for that, it's like you have to spend one night in a hotel to capture the greatest content. Small price to pay.
Listen, I've been trying to pitch a travel show for quite some time, like the Heather's Hangover Show, where you just send me to like crazy places and I'm just hungover because like when you're hungover, you just have to have this creature comfort.
Of course.
So like, do this when I'm hungover, throw me in like a shitty hotel, and then let's just watch it all unfold.
Have you ever stayed at the Yotel?
I haven't, but that's the one with robots, right?
Yes, and
Yes.
I think that I need to do a docuseries on you at the Yotel.
I'm down. I'm so down to go.
That's a great
I
idea
heard they
for
have
a
like
travel
a
show.
rocket ship that shoots your bag to your room.
Oh, that seems alarming.
I went there once, I'm not gonna
What?
lie. I
Oh.
didn't stay there. I saw a movie there.
On
They
the
had
roof.
like a cinema experience.
How was it?
My allergies were horrible and I had to leave. It was outdoors and I just could not stop sneezing.
Not premium at all.
That's the way I am, and I let the girls know I'm not contagious. I just have a lot of health
lot
and mental
going on.
issues going on right now. So if I like literally sound like I have whooping cough, it is what it is, you know.
It's
And
whooping cough.
we apologize to the podcast listeners, but I think it's more bearable if you're watching on YouTube.
Yes.
So if you're listening as a podcast and you have the bandwidth to watch on YouTube, head over there.
Take us on. We won't disappoint. So Heather was in town for the TPG Awards, which is where we hung out 2 nights ago. How did you think it went?
I think it went amazing.
Me too.
You know what it really made me realize? I think I'm a very savvy traveler, and it just made me realize like I'm not even as savvy as I thought.
No, but I felt really good about the fact that Delta Sky Miles won the best overall rewards program because I know you're a Delta gal too because ATL is all Delta.
Delta
and I felt
always.
good. I felt good.
My grandmother was one of the first flight attendants. Which,
Oh, and
my grandfather.
I learned all. Did
Yeah.
you know what her
Yes,
grandfather is?
the
OG
Sully.
Sully.
I
Oh,
know.
did you say that already on the show?
OG
No,
Sully.
she told me.
Yeah,
I heard you were going around bragging about
I am.
that party.
Well,
Google Captain Jack McMahan, and then there'll be stories.
Well, so at the event, Heather was like, Google Captain Jack McMahon. I was like, while Sully was talking, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you Google Rabbi Ephraim Oshry, who like our great uncle is a very famous rabbi from the Holocaust. A little different, but whatever. We both have just
Both
interesting
heroic.
ancestries. Have you done 23andMe?
I haven't because I think the Illuminati controls all the results.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. But
Yeah.
I've let go and let God just to confirm that I'm not adopted.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give my DNA to the
Put the
Illuminati.
rumors to rest and put a little bit of your own concerns to
Are
rest.
you're the Chloe of the family because of the adoption?
Yes.
I guess so, just because.
OJ's your dad.
Yeah.
But I did 23andMe, and Claudia is 99.9% Ashkenaz Jewish. So I was like, okay.
Which was a big deal, like in the community.
Yeah.
I'd only heard of someone getting up to 98. So when mine came back 99%,
Wow.
I was like, and the guy who was 98 was my friend Anna, who I was texting, who was her dad. He was like telling everyone, and then I said, Kenny, I'm 99.9, and he like really couldn't believe it. Then this bitch.
So I figured I'd be like 75% Ashkenaz, and then like wherever I got my red hair from,
Right.
the other 25%. I am 100% Ashkenaz Jewish. 100%.
I don't even, as a Gentile, I don't even know how to absorb this amount of epicness.
As Jewish
serve-
as they get.
Isn't that
Which is so
crazy?
crazy. I never like thought of myself in
Does
that
that
way.
mean not one of our great had like a secret affair with a Gentile?
Yeah, or an unsecret affair where no one converted.
Right.
The bloodlines are straight down.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
From the pale of settlement.
Adam.
From Adam.
So somebody on your side of your family is recessive, had a recessive redhead,
Yes.
green eyes.
We believe it was our dad's dad, right?
Well, yeah, everyone likes to take credit for it, honestly. Everyone's like, oh, my grandfather had it in his youth.
Actually, I had it too, so I think I gave it to you.
I think so
Even
too.
though I'm younger than you.
One of my girlfriends, she has the most beautiful baby on the planet, and she and her husband is Mexican, she is like French, American, but like French Cajun.
She sounds gorgeous.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. She owns this clothing company, Show Your Moo. And her baby, Magnolia, is the most beautiful baby, but she has red hair and green eyes.
Wow.
And so they think it's actually a recessive gene on the Mexican side. So, because you never think there's like
Right.
blue-eyed or green-eyed.
That's so
Yeah.
interesting. But then your son has red hair, so it is in your DNA.
But so that's the thing. He's technically adopted, so the genes, they don't align.
But you never know.
You never know. I mean, it feels like he came from my own vagina, but
Right.
Have you seen the documentary 3 Identical Strangers?
Of course I did.
You did because they play it on Delta. Did you watch it on Delta?
Of course I watched it on Delta. Also, when I watched that, I thought, okay, I have a lot of people that look like me. I think I have just one of those very familiar faces.
I think so too.
But I had a friend who was at a concert and she turned around once and she thought it was me. And it was another girl. She took a photo of this girl. This was years ago.
Do you have the photo?
I don't know if I saw the. I should probably.
We're gonna post it on our Instagram.
Yeah. And literally, it's like she was like, "No, you are my friend Heather," and it was the creepiest thing ever. And she was like at an Eagles concert. I was like, "I've never been at an Eagles concert."
Do you think it was you?
That's nature
Were you
versus
adopted
nurture.
for the Louise Wise agency?
Maybe I was. You know, I'm technically Jewish.
Oh, well, do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Ben's mom is adopted from the Louise Wise agency, and she was born in the same month as the 3 triplets, and her birth mom and the triplets' birth mom knew each other. So she was in it. Now we're convinced, because there's still, the medical records are sealed. There are still a bunch of twins who haven't been discovered.
Two sets of twins.
2 sets of twins that they didn't know that they have twins, and we think Ben's mom is one of them.
We're recording a Patreon episode with
Yeah.
her, and we're going to ask her all of our
Because
questions.
she was adopted into a family with one other sibling.
That was
Okay.
adopted from Louise
From
Wise
Louise
agency.
Wise. Same month, same year,
Same head doctors in place.
and she says she does have vivid memories of people coming to her house and documenting, and filming.
Well,
Yeah.
for the first time in my life, I've been speechless twice today.
I know.
Wow.
I know, and it's so crazy, and it's like she's as excited as we are to investigate. She's
Yeah.
the cutest woman alive.
She's the
we
cutest woman alive.
We have to go back to her the house where she grew up and get the files.
1,000%.
I love a good investigation.
And then also we need to storm the Bastille at Yale and have them open up the records. That's
What is that?
That's the craziest part. That
Yeah.
we're in the modern era and you're protecting monsters.
Monsters.
Mangala vibe monsters.
And they're pretty much dead. So
Yeah.
who are you protecting? Let these people know.
Let
That's
my
the craziest
people
part to
know.
me. It's like we can all agree that what happened in the past, and it wasn't even that far past,
Right.
but whatever.
Right.
In the past was atrocious. But make right now.
Make it right.
Make it right now.
Speaking of making it right, I would like to do a deep dive into your treacherous evening. And while I am sorry that happened to you, I'm really
Yeah.
excited to talk about it. So
And-
I'm kind of happy that it happened.
Yeah.
And we have to apologize for the role that we inevitably played
Right.
because I do feel responsible that we chose this morning
To have you on
a
the
show
show.
because you had to stay in the city.
Here's the thing. I don't feel refreshed. I forgot to put my eyebrows on because of you two sluts.
Yeah.
So, okay. So basically what happened was, we are very loyal to the beautiful Thompson Hotel. The Thompson is great. They're the best.
Good sushi.
Yeah, great. They're great. But something messed up with our reservation, so we thought we were booked through the weekend, but actually everything in New York last night was oversold. So we were like, oh, that's fine. We'll find another place just for the evening. So my boyfriend Jeff went on the Hotels Tonight app.
The Italian Stallion.
The Italian Stallion
Which
went
is a
on-
great app.
Yeah, which I feel bad about the app, but I think what they did was full false advertisement. I know that I like bougie things, but I also went to surf camp in San Diego and used to sleep in a sleeping bag
There's
in a
nothing
trailer
not
park.
bougie about surf
Surf
camp
camp
in
in
San
San Diego.
No, this was not bougie. We would literally sleep in a tent in a trailer park. I am an outdoorsy girl. I can rough it, right?
Okay.
So
Clearly.
yeah, clearly. So yesterday, Jeff got all flustered. He's like, "All right, let's just find somewhere quick, whatever." We went on the app, and everything in New York, because the first 2 weeks in December, everything is quadruple the price.
Holiday season.
Yes, apparently it's the shoppers week. Also, you don't go online and shop. You have to come to New York to shop. Get out of
It's
here.
like an expense. You should just spend that money on the gifts and paying a markup online.
Right, it's
Absolutely.
where do all these people have all this money to come to New York
I
and
know.
spend $2,000 on a hotel room that costs $200?
I have so many questions after my experience last night. So we ended up, Jeff got flustered. I should have booked it. I should have taken the reins. Don't send a man to do a woman's job.
Totally.
Really and truly, travel is that's where we thrive.
Yes, except for the points guy.
Except for the points guy. Yeah. Oh, well, but he's thriving.
Yeah.
Okay, so we ended up booking at the Row, New York City. Okay, dumpster fire right off 8th Avenue, shit show. As soon as we rolled up, I should have known. There was 1,000 tourists coming out, and I was like, this is it. This is where we die. Thought it wouldn't be that bad. So Jeff ended up spending $500. Which now, of course, people have been messaging me Heather, that room is usually $90. I was like, are you kidding me? So inflation, supply and demand. I don't have a finance degree, but it's a real thing.
Of course, opportunity cost.
Yes. So he gets the hotel room at $500. We check our bags. I'm like, oh my God, I'm panicking. Sure enough, an hour later, as we're sitting and having lunch, it's down to $200. So I call and they won't price match me. They won't price check. I'm like, this is some bullshit.
Bullshit.
Stains on the sheets. The alarm was going off at 8 a.m. this morning. like literally they're like, do not be alarmed. There is no fire. You do not have to like run for the,
Hills.
literally run for the hills.
Oh my God.
So I'm laying in bed last night. I literally cannot even get comfortable, and I can smell menthol cigarettes. You know, there's a specific.
I hate that.
It's a difference between a regular cigarette and a menthol.
It's spicy.
And I'm never that bitch to call down, but I was like, no, I just need everything. Like, I need to document everything.
You do.
So last night I called them and I'm like, somebody is smoking on this floor. Is this a smoking floor? They're like, absolutely not. We're sending security up. Literally, Jeff was like dying of emphysema halfway through the night. And I've had a dry cough since Halloween, but he was actually dying. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
That
then,
is so
when the
funny.
alarm's going off about like the fire this morning, of course I'm thinking, well, somebody.
Menthol Sig Man burned it
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
Totally.
Yeah.
He put it in the vent.
And I left before Jeff today, and I looked at him, and I was like, please get out of this hotel as quickly as possible. Then we pull back the sheets because I'm like, throwing my bag, literally stains. We didn't see them last night because everybody was messaging me to check for the bed bugs. So I checked for the bugs, didn't see any. There were stains. I put them on my Instagram. I am shook.
That is so crazy because regardless of how fancy or not fancy a hotel is, the bare minimum is just like a change of sheets from the person before you.
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness.
Listen, you can be a snob all day long. I'm not trying to be a snob, but I just expect if you're going to pay a premium rate of $500 for a hotel room, it better have at least clean sheets.
Right. And
At
then you
least.
got some messages from other people who have stayed there saying one time someone had used shampoo and conditioner.
Yes.
That is so vile.
One
So
person
vile.
works for the Maury show, and that's where they put up their guests,
Yeah.
who are prostitutes,
And
hookers,
waiting for
drug
their test
dealers.
results.
Yeah.
And that is wild. But you were originally at the Conrad for the TBG Awards.
Yes, the TPG Awards was beautiful. I mean, it
How
was
the
like...
mighty have fallen.
Yeah, I mean, really, truly, this is how my life goes, though. I have like a really glamorous,
Yes.
beautiful moment, and then God's just like, you know what, Heather, you got too cute for too quick, and then he just brings me right back down to
He
the
wants you
row,
to stay
New York
humble.
City.
He
Stay
wants you to stay
humble.
humble.
Yeah, and it did bring premium content.
Of course.
I may have to like take off the top layer of my skin now because I'm starting to itch.
Get
you know
a
what I mean?
salt scrub.
I do. I need to spot up. Yeah.
Well, so this just now confirms me and Jackie's theory that the TPG Awards were amazing. But
So fun.
The three of us need to get together and do another sort of award to just start like a website like thepointsguy.com, but like
Yeah.
the opposite for like the shittiest, worst, terrible customer service, horrible experience.
Avoid at all costs.
We'll make a website, a
Yeah.
podcast, a web show. It'll be called the
The
Trazzies,
worst.
the
Yeah.
Trazzies, the Travel Razzies.
Yes, I love that.
I'll use Squarespace and I'll make a website because I don't really know how to make a website, but Squarespace, you could make a website, domain, email, blast, all that shit. I'm getting my marketing together
Get it,
on
girl.
Squarespace.
The Points girls.
And you can too if you want to make a website on Squarespace. Head to squarespace.com/toast for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code TOAST to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. I mean, I use Squarespace for like a bunch of, I'm always making websites. Like I'm always waking
You
Jackie
are.
up in the middle of the night. I'm like,
Right.
we need a Camp Toast website.
Right.
And I'm working on it.
I made my website with them, and then I realized why I don't know why I have a website. You know what I mean? But I felt like I needed one.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm a business.
That's the thing. People
Yeah.
really think they need a website, and then when someone asks you, why do you have a website? You really can't.
But it's also like
Articulate a
if someone
response.
wants to find Heather for something.
Yeah.
And like a person is like, well, what's her deal? You send a website. You need a website. Everyone needs
Yeah,
a website.
everyone needs a website.
Yeah, like
So
SEO.
do you have a website?
I don't know if I kept my domain name, so I think I need to pay GoDaddy for that.
Use code
Yeah.
TOAST.
I will use code TOAST and get my website back and running. And then I'm just going to have the front page is going to be a Yelp review of the row in NY City.
Just have heathermcmahon.com go straight redirect to the Yelp
Review.
Here's the thing, too, and tell me if I did the right thing. I posted the photos of the stains, and I tagged them in it, and I have worked in customer service. You have to realize I've worked in so many restaurants. My entire family worked for the airlines. Like, I understand hospitality. That is why I have zero tolerance for the filth.
You did the right thing, and
Okay.
it's not like you got there and it was janky, and so you tagged them for being janky. Like, you gave them so many chances, and that was the last straw.
Okay.
And at the very least,
Restaurant.
restaurant.
That was
It's not every day you get to stay in a hotel room
that
also
has a restaurant. How
Yeah.
prestigious. I don't know why you're complaining.
That was the craziest part.
No, and the rest was so funny. You were being so funny. Honestly, moments like that, like when you're at your lowest, are the best creatively.
Really and truly, it
And
is.
it really tests your relationship, and if you can get through
Yes.
that together, you can really get through anything.
It's like
Yeah.
IKEA.
seeing
Yes.
someone at their absolute worst.
Jeff looked at me this morning and he said, he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, we could have moved to a different hotel at any moment.
But he was so stubborn.
But he was so stubborn. He's an Italian from New York. He was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna let them know about it tomorrow. And I'm like, why don't we let them know from the comfort of the Ritz-Carlton tonight, babe?
Oh my God.
You know?
I'm dying.
And
You are
Jeff is
so funny.
Jeff is the kind of person too, where like if he needs to like bitch about something, like if you never send him to the front desk because he like passive aggressively mumbles
God,
under his
so-
breath. Where I'm like, make eye contact with the person and be like, hi, ma'am, I know it's not your fault. You didn't personally stain my sheets,
Oh my
but
God.
can we have a conversation about how to rectify the
That
situation?
is so funny because that's me and Ben. Like I'm a control freak and I'm like, let me talk. But really, Ben's much better. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, you fucking bitch. Like,
Yeah,
and Ben
yeah.
is like, miss, if we could actually just coordinate some other plan. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, Ben, let me take it. And I'm just like, I get us the worst deal.
Yeah.
And I'm so mean. Like Ben is, and I'm like, Ben, I got this.
Right. And then you mumble under your breath. It's like his passive aggressiveness is just like to another level. I'm like, you are not helping me by literally saying as you walk off, like, I hope this place burns to the ground. Like, I'm like,
And then the fire alarm goes
yeah,
off.
and then I'm like, then we
then-
seem like we
Yeah,
had
they're
something
checking
to
the
do.
footage.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
my God.
oh.
That is so funny.
We're sorry for your trials
Well,
and
we're glad
tribulations.
you're here, though.
And we're glad
You
you're
made it.
here.
I just got to call my dermatologist and tell her I'll
Totally.
see her on Monday.
Well, Heather is here,
Yeah.
finally, and we are here to deliver the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. And there's some rather titillating stories today.
Ooh.
Rather titillating. Okay, first story, two names that I never thought I'd say in the same sentence.
Okay.
Natalie Portman apologizes again to Jessica Simpson.
Oh my gosh, I'm stressed out already.
I know.
Do you guys know this story?
I saw Jessica Simpson's Instagram post, but I didn't know what prompted it.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out
Here's
either.
the story. Natalie Portman is following up on her original explanation of her comments about Jessica Simpson with a direct apology. Quote, thank you for your words. Okay, they skipped around here. Anyways.
Yeah, but I start from the beginning. What
Page
website is
6,
this?
no
Obviously.
offense. Yeah. Okay. Natalie Portman made a comment about Jessica Simpson being in a bikini
Okay.
and how she was also like a virgin at the time.
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
She was photographed in a bikini and was also saying she was a virgin, and Natalie Portman thinks you can't do both.
Yes, and then Jessica Simpson put out a very well-written statement, I think. I'm going to actually read it verbatim. Hopefully her name is just Instagram.com.
By the way.
We're both shutting down right now.
Wait, Jackie, I agree that it was a well-written statement, but the red and black motif was weird. Like,
Yes.
I was like, she went out of her way to put like casino colors in her statement, and I thought that was an interesting aesthetic choice.
I agree, but I think she wanted just to be taken seriously.
Okay.
And it's also like the colors of virginity, like red.
Really?
I don't know.
Red is the color of blood when you break your virginity.
So it's all comes
Pop
back.
that cherry.
Okay, this is what she said. At Natalie Portman, I was disappointed this morning when I read that I confused you by wearing a bikini in a published photo taken of me when I was still a virgin in 1999. As public figures, we both know our image is not totally in our control at all times, and that the industry we work in often tries to define us and box us in. However, I was taught to be myself and honor the different ways all women express themselves, which is why I believe then and I believe now that being sexy in a bikini and being proud of my body are not synonymous with having sex. I've always embraced being a role model to all women and to let them know that they can look however they want, wear whatever they want, and have sex or not have sex with whomever they want. The power lies within us as individuals. I have made it my practice to not shame other women for their choices. In this era of Time's Up and all the great work you have done for women, I encourage you to do the same.
I thought that was such a beautiful statement.
And I agree
But what are we talking about? I'm still confused. Right?
Yes. And by the way, where did Natalie Portman make these initial comments?
Why is she coming after?
And also, why is Natalie Portman still thinking about a photo of Jessica Simpson in a bikini from the 90s?
Right.
I don't know. It clearly
That's what's
resonated
Is it that
with
one
her.
though from the GQ shoot where she looks so banging?
Well, so I always think about, like, when I think of Jessica Simpson, my mind immediately goes to that Daisy Duke shoot with the little underwear, denim underwear.
Yeah.
She looked so great, and that was, like, the best she ever looked.
Yeah.
So I understand Natalie Portman. You know what? I think I would feel a lot better if I knew what exact photo they were referring to, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Was it a whole shoot? Was it a set?
I don't know, but the interview, she said that she was confused as a teenager, while she was a teenager, by a photo of the singer in a sexy bikini accompanied by an article saying she was a virgin. And then, so in Natalie Portman's apology, she also tried to like blame the media for putting those two things next to each other.
Right.
And not Jessica Simpson.
So I guess the point in the original interview was like, as a woman growing up, I was given false media
yeah.
review. I don't even know. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
she
trying
was
to
like,
explain
I was-
Natalie Portman.
yeah,
I do
yeah.
not fuck with Natalie Portman. Like, she
Me-
really pisses me off.
I don't fuck with her either. I'm team Jessica Simpson, like no matter what the argument even was, but she's also right.
Well, I'm team Jessica Simpson because we have the same birthday, and like I've always felt this like connection to her. And when she was like at her peak and like birthday buddies like was a thing, I was like, yes, Jessica Simpson's my birthday buddy, and like everyone was always jealous of me. And I don't fuck with Natalie Portman, and you'd think like I die for her just because she's like a fellow Jewish girl from Israel, born in Israel. But like I think she's so entitled and annoying. And like if I see her one Dior commercial running out on her wedding in a big dress and then getting into a helicopter one more fucking time, I'm gonna kill someone. probably her.
I love Natalie Portman on the opposite. But I love Jay Simpson because she makes a solid wedge.
Well, so
and when I was in college, my feet were actually a size bigger. I was an 11. I'm a 10 now, which I didn't know that your feet could shrink necessarily. So I could only wear Jessica Simpson's wedges.
So I buy Jessica Simpson shit because she sells at Lord and Taylor, our favorite
Which
store.
our favorite store
ever. And I think that her business is amazing. Like, I love that she sells real clothes to real people, and I just love her. And I love that, like, she was a pop star and, like, literally, like, wasn't good at it and just made $1 billion empire.
Pivoted.
Only flies private from a fucking line at Kohl's and Macy's. I just love her for that. And her shit is good. And I own a pair of wedges. They're actually more of, like, a platform chunky heel.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, and I have a kimono and like a beach thing. I just love her, so I will always defend her. But Natalie Portman is always like out here like calling people out for their shit, and like she needed to be called out. That was mean.
I totally agree. I'm glad she was called out.
I see that.
And I'm glad she apologized. I'm sure they're
Yes.
fine. They're cool now, so I'm cool with both of them. But I'm glad someone just like called her out. She's an intimidating person to take on, especially if you're Jessica Simpson and people think you're just like
Trash. No, they but
Yeah,
I love her. I don't think she's trash.
Listen, I'm a blonde with big titties, you know, and the stereotypes, some days I'm like, you know, enough with the hate crimes against me. I'm intelligent. I have a degree from the University of Mississippi in theater arts.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What did you learn in theater arts class?
You know what I learned? Nothing. I learned that you got to get out there and hustle. You know, I went back and I spoke to like the theater department, and
that's such an honor.
I'm going back to my high school on Thursday.
Oh my
to
God, I
speak?
love that.
Well, they're like, would you moderate the panel with the other careers? I'm like, okay, so my career's not good enough to be on the panel. I moderate it.
Excuse me, justice for moderators.
Justice for moderators.
But who's on the panel? Because maybe
They
it's
wouldn't
like
tell me yet.
heads of hedge funds, and then you should just be happy
Well,
to
they
be
need one
included.
person. I think I'm very accomplished, like sort of.
No, but
Sometimes.
you're up on the stage.
Okay.
Take the win.
I don't know. I just like felt this prestige honor, and they were like, "Would you?" And I'm like, "Moderate," and I was like,
Okay.
I think being a moderator is grossly underrated. Like you get as much talking time, if not more, and you don't have to like think
don't
on
get
your
more.
feet.
You don't get more.
You don't have to think on your feet.
That's
Great,
true.
great point. I'm loving this glass half full this morning. I came in glass not even on the table. You know what I mean? But I'm loving our positive energy. Well, when I was terrible at going back and speaking. I spoke to my high school and I spoke to the theater department because literally I was like in such a bitter place in my career. I was like, oh, you want to be an actor? Good luck. And like I told him, I was like, you better learn how to like wait tables and hustle. And literally, I remember one of my professors was like, like shut it down. But I told these kids, I was like, theater is not going to get you anywhere. You better figure out how to do YouTube and like make coin.
Yeah.
Me.
That's
there are
so true.
always people who like. By the way, and Jackie always says this, like there are people who are unbelievably talented. Like you may not know this. Like I have like one of the best voices. I swear.
No, you do. I know you can.
Oh yeah, you went to my show. Yeah,
gorgeous
so,
voice.
But it's like, but am I out here trying to be a singer? Like no, not
Nor
everyone.
should you be.
Not everyone who has a talent like needs to pursue that talent full time.
Right.
Sometimes it's just like Jackie says, like a party trick.
Right.
So sometimes kids, especially those who want to go into acting and theater, like they need a good kick in the ass because they think they're the most special and they're the most talented and they're going to graduate from theater school and become Natalie Portman.
Right.
And they're not. And so I think you were doing them a really good like a civil service.
And I grew up with like the parents where my parents, if I wasn't great at soccer and my mom was like, this is not your sport, figure it out. I would come off the stage and my like mom would have notes for me for my performances in like the High School Musical. Do you feel me?
Yes.
So I come from a very
Realistic.
critical family where it's like hustle hard, rise and grind. You know, I hate people who rise and grind.
Me too.
I like to rise and relax.
No, I don't even rise. I just chill.
I roll and relax.
Roll and grind. Anyways, wait, Claudia, do you know my favorite story that you've ever told me was about when you joined a sorority and the first mixer that you had? Do you know this story?
No.
You have to hear
I feel
it.
like I missed out on so much because you were busy.
Will
filling
you
in
tell
for
her the
me.
story of the
Yes.
of the
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I joined Tchotchke at the University of Mississippi, obviously I did not know what I was getting myself into.
Is University of Mississippi Ole Miss?
Ole
Or
Miss,
different?
yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
I just like to say the university.
Did you do the bell?
The bell?
The bell.
What are you talking about, the bell?
This girl at my show, literally in Alabama, she was like, "Will you ring this like cowbell?"
Oh, that's Mississippi State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I had no idea what it was. I was doing it upside down. But it was
And you
cool.
were there when Michael Orr was there.
I was there when Michael Orr was there.
Did you guys go on a date or anything?
Oh, we did not go on a date. Although,
fuck,
you know, if
missed
I wasn't
opportunity.
dating Jeff, he's totally my type. Honestly, like big offensive lineman, like hot black dudes, like really and truly, like that's who's into me, and you know, we're doing our thing, like.
Okay, so you were in the University of Mississippi.
So I joined the sorority, And our first mixer, or we called him, our first mixer was Bikers and Babes. Well, I thought it was like Lance Armstrong Tour de France, but like bikers. So I show up on the bus with this like hot fraternity guys, and I show up full spandex, like helmet on, Live Strong bracelets, and everybody's in like Hell's Angels, like, you know, fringe, leather, like sexy little mini skirts. And I get on and I'm like, wait, did I misread? I'm so sorry, y'all.
Bikers, like Soul Cycle, like
Yes.
Lance Armstrong.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Did you stay in sorority for all throughout college?
Yeah,
I feel like you're not a sorority gal.
That's what I had said. But she loved it.
I loved it. It was so much fun. I had the best 4 years of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Harvard's crackdown on single-sex clubs? They just enforced a rule
Disbarred.
that if you're in a single-sex club, like a frat or a sorority, that you can't be like captain of the soccer of any
sports
clubs.
teams.
Like deans can't write you recommendations. They're
Wait,
really
why?
trying to discourage people from having same-sex clubs on
No,
campus.
you know what? No, that is such bullshit. And I hate when people say, like, my sorority sisters were not mean. You know, we did so much charity work. We, like, were friends with everybody. Like, we had the most diverse group of friends. I hate that bullshit when people are like, oh, if you're in a sorority, you're like a rich brat. No, we did, like, I met some of my best friends ever. And there's a lot of good guys in fraternities. Yeah, there's small-minded people, or there's, like, you know,
Idiots
whatever.
who put like sticks up people's asses.
Well, yeah, but that didn't happen at my school.
No,
and if
no,
it
no.
did, I didn't endorse it, and I don't condone it.
But they're basically saying, like, we don't think there should be anything. It's based off the premise that, like, you shouldn't be separated by gender. And, like, while I do agree, why can't there be single-sex sororities and then also some co-ed and some, like, non-gender discriminate? Like,
Yeah, I love that.
Add more. Why make less?
Why can't we have a girls' club, though? You're telling me I can't sit around with y'all and we can't shoot the shit and just wear some letters and, like, have, like, a, you know.
We got to get you your letters. We're a TMT sorority,
Yeah,
and we
we'll
have
get you.
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. If I want to have a club with, you know, I don't
Whoever.
know,
With whoever you want.
I should be able to do that.
Agreed.
Great.
No boys allowed.
Next story, Claudia really wanted to talk about this. Katy Perry just paid a lot of money to go on a date with Orlando Bloom.
What?
After splitting, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom's relationship has had us on our toes from the start. Okay, Marie Claire, calm down. The couple
but
of
that first article came up was Marie Claire, and I'm like, we've never even mentioned Marie Claire as a publication, so I thought it'd be interesting.
I thought
to
the
read
same
from
thing,
them.
but they clearly need to like get the view time on their pages up because they're going through a history of their
Oh,
relationship.
that's so annoying. You do that at the end.
This was part of an auction. Katy Perry surprised fans this week at the One Love Malibu charity show, supporting relief efforts from the Woldsley fire when she outbid fans to buy a date with her boyfriend for $50,000.
Oh, that's cute, though.
This man that I am dating and totally love and respect, he is literally a Malibu OG. Katy is reported to have explained of her boyfriend while putting him up for auction, according to The Hollywood Reporter. That also means that when you're on a motorcycle with him, you are holding him in a way that I am not excited about. You are holding his pecs and his six-pack, and it's so glorious. You get to stare in his brown eyes.
Oh.
It's gorgeous.
So basically, this girl from the audience, like a huge Katy Perry fan, auctioned off $20,000.
A bit, yeah.
And she was about to get it, and Katy Perry was like, "No,
No.
fuck you, bitch, 50
Yeah.
grand." And she's getting so much shit for it. People are saying, like, because everyone hates Katy Perry, and I'm literally the first person to say something negative about Katy Perry, but I think this is kind of cute. And she donated more money to relief efforts. So, like, what's everyone's fucking problem?
Yeah, I say go for it. If you know what, if we ever put the Italian stallion up for auction,
Right.
I am the only woman who's allowed to run my claws through his chest hair.
It's like,
I'm sorry.
If he's up for auction and you have a spare 50 grand, it's like, of course.
I'm gonna buy
It's
my
a-
babe back.
It's
Yeah.
a win-win.
I thought it was like kind of cute when I heard it, and I was like, I didn't know the outrage. And it's like, there's so many things Katy Perry does. Like, there was no outrage for her Bon Appetit video when there really should have been, and the lyrics to that song. But no, now we're bashing her for doing charitable work. It's like, I think she's really trying to get back in the good graces of America. Like, she knows she became Anne Hathaway, and she's working on growing out her hair and fixing it. And I'm here for it, and I'm trying to help her. And I think this was a cute thing to do, and I'm not mad about it whatsoever. And I'm the first person to attack her.
Yeah, it's a good cause.
And she put on this event.
Yes.
So
I'm
Let the
fine.
women live.
shut it down, Marie Claire.
Shut it down. Like, I've been seeing so many people on Instagram, like, making videos about her, and I'm like, really, this is when we're taking up in arms? I wanted to take up in arms when they were kneading her like dough.
Yes.
Kneading with a K.
Yes.
Very
Also,
true.
she's still with Orlando.
Nice.
Cute.
Did you ever see those pictures of him naked on the paddleboard? Did either of you?
No.
No, but can you
So
send them?
they were photographed like on a nude beach, paddleboarding, and he's just like on his knees, like sitting up, paddleboarding with his fucking
Dong
schlong out. And it's, it's interesting. I think everyone should take a look.
You know who I love Jeff with all my heart, but I never want to see him naked paddleboarding. Because whenever we go to the Turks and Caicos and he tries to paddleboard, it's like
It's the most
he's
hard
so
thing.
top heavy and his head's big, so it's like a thing.
It's a balance
I
issue.
don't need to see that
And
with
it's like
his.
getting on the paddleboard.
It's
Yeah.
one of the hardest.
Spread them.
I've paddleboarded once in the Hamptons, in this bay.
Wait, that's horrible. They have the worst, most choppy waters.
Well, so it wasn't in the ocean, it was in a bay, basically like a lake. It was like by my friend Layla's house. It was literally just like a circular, and water in New York is like brown and gross. And I was just so afraid of falling off.
Those
and we
New
were
York
8 girls.
beaches.
We were 8 girls on 4 paddleboards. And I was really heavy back then, so it was
You
just
did
like
2 on a paddleboard?
it was me and my friend Alicia, who Alicia of all my friends is just like the least coordinate when it comes to sports and athleticism. And we got stranded in the middle. And like that's the last time I'll ever go paddleboarding in my entire life because I was so afraid of the weight distribution because I weighed so much more than her that like I was afraid of being the one to tip us over. So I just sat the whole time.
Very safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sit. That's nice. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be.
And if someone's paddling behind you, it's very uneven, the paddleboard. Like you lean a little right and you're dead.
no, you get one wake down.
It's not something I'm ever interested in like taking up as a hobby. I'm much more of a jet ski kind of gal.
And trying to actually get on the board, now that I think about like Orlando, like pushing his junk onto
Yes.
the board, like you have to, it's like, it's a surfboard, you gotta like squeeze your
You
gotta
nuts
throw-
on, and then you gotta somehow lift up. No, that
You gotta
just look
throw
at the
a leg
pictures.
around.
Okay.
Look at the pictures, you guys.
I don't participate in looking at celebrity nude photos.
But why? He was out in public.
That's true, but he probably didn't think there were paparazzi around.
I feel like he's very European and he didn't really care. Like in America, it's like nude photos, such an invasion of privacy. In Europe, they're like, yeah, we go to the beach here naked.
I went to a
Yeah.
beach in Europe, not even a nude beach, and everyone was nude, and it was shocking.
Did you get a nude?
No, I didn't.
I go topless when I'm in Europe all the time.
Do you?
Oh, I love to feel the warm,
your
hot
nipples
sun on
get
my
sunburned?
areolas. No, because I put the creme. Yeah, I creme them up.
Ooh. Well, so I've never been to a nude beach, but I've been to Miami, and like 1 in every 100 girls in Miami has their tits out, like
Yeah.
on the beach. And I remember the first time me and Ben were in Miami, and there was a girl with the most like perfect, beautiful breasts,
Yeah.
like perky teardrop.
yeah.
Very real, but very secure in their status.
Yeah.
And they were out, and I was like, I couldn't stop staring, and I'm like, Ben, stop looking.
Yeah.
But I literally couldn't stop staring. They were like, if I ever went to a doctor and I wanted boobs, I'd be like, mental image.
Right.
Look at this girl. I want that.
And now that I wear one pieces too, it's not as glamorous. You know what I mean? Like you kind of like pull down the top, like, all right, grandma's letting them out. It's not like I like take off my little bikini top.
Right.
Thank God one pieces came back in style. I have a long torso, and I feel like when you have big boobs, it's like a one piece is so much better just because it like holds everything up. It's like one suction thing. When you wear like a
But a long
two-piece,
torso's nice. I don't have a long torso.
I don't have a torso.
Right.
You just don't have,
It just
like,
goes
it's
boobs
like
to
neck,
vagina.
yeah.
Boobs, belly button,
Yeah.
vagine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'm fine with Katy Perry is what I was trying to say, which is why I wanted to talk about it.
Oh,
She
cool.
is great. Actually, Katy Perry
Yes.
has some of the best breasts ever.
And I think they're real, like, because they're fleshy.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
beautiful.
They are. Okay, next story. Kylie Jenner just responded to those fake Travis Scott cheating pictures, and she's not thrilled. So this was crazy. Some pictures of what looks like Travis Scott
Making out with a girl.
making out with a girl surfaced, and then at first people said it was shot during his music video, but now it turns out it was an elaborate prank by YouTubers.
Is it the same people who did the Justin Bieber one?
I don't know, because I
Because
don't.
these people are starting to fucking annoy me.
Yeah.
Wait, did they Photoshop that?
No, they got a guy who looked just like Travis Scott, did the same hair, and the picture, the girl's face was in front of
This
his
is
face.
the picture.
Look, so it's
Right.
like you just see his hair,
You
and
just
you're like,
assume
oh,
that's Travis Scott. So
Kylie did an Instagram story about it.
And she said, IDK if this is really a social experiment to some people, but you're messing with real people, real relationships, real family. I'm happy my relationship is strong because this is getting out of hand. The internet scares me sometimes for real.
And
Chloe
Kim
also
tweeted it too.
Yeah, Kim tweeted, I hate that I'm bringing attention to this, but this is absolutely disgusting that you would find this funny to mess with Travis and Kylie, who just started a family together. This is really damaging to relationships, families, and is just so wrong. And then Chloe said, people are absolutely disgusting. The mind games this would do to somebody, that is so completely not okay. This person should be so ashamed of themselves. What filth.
So this really reminded
Wow.
me
Of the Justin Bieber thing.
No,
Oh.
of Elle magazine putting out a tweet with an article. Kim and Kanye are confirmed getting divorced, and you clicked it, and it was like register to vote. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, okay, it's definitely important to register to vote, but like it's not nice to play with like the editorial narrative of people's lives. And they would only do this to the Kardashians because nobody respects them. And this is proof. Like this is more proof that nobody respects the Kardashians. I thought this was so fucked up. And you can't even compare it to the Justin Bieber thing because what they did with Justin Bieber was like, he eats burritos weird. That's not like a disparaging rumor.
And the Justin Bieber thing actually is an interesting social experiment that all media outlets just immediately picked it up, didn't care to verify it, and just want to talk about how Justin Bieber eats a burrito. Like
Yeah.
I actually thought that was like a prank well done.
And it made a statement.
It made everyone look moronic and like we care about the dumbest shit. But first of all, if this were true about Travis and Kylie, we would care and
We do.
deserve to. We're invested in their relationship. But what social experiment are you trying to prove? Like,
I don't know.
That what happens when a picture like this comes out?
Yeah, that's disgusting. Honestly, that's just. Are we that bored,
Right.
America?
This is giving
Are
you-
we truly that bored? Don't you have to like go pay your taxes?
Right.
I don't know, pick up your kids from school. This shit pisses me off.
Can't we also just let sleeping dogs lie?
Yeah.
Like the Justin Bieber experiment was a great success. And like, why do we have to recreate the magic? Like, why can't anything just be good and move on? No, now we have to beat this joke to a pulp.
I agree. I also want to talk about Travis and Kylie for a second because something I've been thinking about them. He calls her his wife all the time. She calls him her husband. No one ever questions it. Then she posted on her Instagram story a picture of them with the ring emoji. And then E! News like posts it. Oh, is it their engagement? Are they getting married? But it's like, I think they are married.
They
think
must
they
be
are
in
too.
some sort of civil.
He literally could get on stage and say, Kylie Jenner is my wife. No one reports it. She posts a ring emoji. What does it mean?
Right.
Like, they're telling us. I think that on one of his tour stops in, like,
Astroworld,
Oklahoma, they got
yeah.
married. TMZ, like, doesn't have moles there, and they can't find the court documents.
Yeah.
They can't find the court documents. I'm just like, I live for Kylie's private life being so private. Like, I'm just obsessed with her. The only reason I think they may not be married is because Homegirl is so fucking rich. And he's rich too, but like, she's another level of billionaire status. And I don't think she'd just be so quick to like join into a conjoined, community property marriage.
But maybe they got married in a state where that's not the law.
Maybe.
Like, so they definitely didn't get married in California because then it is community property. Maybe they went to a state with like stricter laws and she's protected.
Maybe.
And she just wants like to be a full family.
She's a baby.
She's a baby, and like all she wants is to have like a pure family because she came from like a family that like is sometimes disgusting.
But her family is controversial, but they really are the definition of family.
Family.
Like being
Besides
there
for Rob.
You know, I watch the Kardashians. And I always think, I'm like, my sister and I think are close, but I'm like, my sister would throw me in front of a bus the way Kim did Courtney any day of the week. And then come back and she wouldn't apologize. Like, we have a great relationship, but my sister kind of person who just does not apologize, And like, my sister could do something terrible and I ended up apologizing for it and like crying. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I'm like,
but that's really family. Like
That's
and
family.
you just move on, and like they're really a testament. And I think most of their success can be attributed to the fact that they are this unit, and they
Yeah.
are like you. It is where it's like a locked fortress.
a fortress.
No,
Yeah.
but like what's like a classic fort that's like
Fort
like Fort Knox.
Thank you. They are Fort Knox. Like no one's getting in. Believe me, I've tried.
When you really think about it too, for being such a public family, I mean, they have had everything happen to them.
Everything.
Really, everything.
Everything.
Even things that aren't on the list of like the bad
Things.
things that happen to people.
Yeah.
Like they've gone through every single thing. Like
Life changing.
robbery, Caitlyn transitioning,
Cancer, CC.
Yeah.
Lamar ODing.
Everything.
So many
Cheating,
infidelity.
obviously.
Infidelity.
Yeah.
The Black China of it all.
Where's she been?
That's what I was saying, because so we have a basket. Here, let me show you. This is our basket of people that we China, meaning
Okay.
that we just can't fucking talk about anymore.
Okay.
Obviously started by Black China. We were talking about her every day. She and Rob did this, she and Rob did that.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't fucking take it anymore, so we decided we're gonna China her. We're never gonna talk about her again. And then a bunch of people ended up coming on that we
Right.
also needed to China. But I'm feeling like I could start talking about Black China again. Like, I kind of miss her.
I just want an update.
Yeah, what the fuck is she up
How's
to?
Dream? Dream's a cutie.
Dream's a cutie. Dream is spending a lot of time with the Kardashians, like custody-wise.
Where's Rob?
That's what we said yesterday. Like, I heard he's coming back and he's skinny. But also I heard that from like very unreliable people on Facebook.
I want Rob to win. I
Me
do.
too.
I want Rob. I want him to be the brother that they all need him to be. I at the end of the day, I get angry and I'm like, Rob, get out of bed, get your shit together.
Yep.
But then I'm also like, come
Rise
on,
and
buddy.
grind.
Rise and grind, Rob.
Old Rob got a roll and grind.
Yeah.
New Rob's gonna rise and grind. Ooh, it's 11:11. Make a wish. Network show, network show, network show, network show, network show, network show, network show.
True. What's your wish for 11/11?
Literally the exact same thing. So
The travel show. Do you have a name for it?
I don't know, maybe like Heather's Hangover Hour
Okay.
or yeah.
No, honestly, that's an amazing premise for a show. There are not enough travel shows that are like everything's, aspirational, but what about like realistic?
Right, hungover, like you're out in a pub in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
You wake up the next morning in a hostel. What
And
do
you
you
have
do?
to be out by 11 a.m.
Oh my God,
And
the
you call
worst.
down, hey, can I get a late checkout?
Yeah.
Or like you,
Yeah,
is the late
sure,
checkout already?
sure, 11:30.
Yeah.
They're like, you can hang out in your bunk bed in the room of 45 people till 11:05.
Restaurant.
Restaurant.
Oh my God.
Do you guys deal with tchotchkes? You know, I had the tchotchke challenge.
Yes, and I love the Tchotchke challenge, and it's like a thought that I've always had but haven't been able to articulate. It's like,
Right.
what does this mean? This means nothing. I'll go to someone's house and see like something on the wall, and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Also, I didn't know that's how you spell tchotchke.
That is how you spell tchotchke.
I thought it was like C-H, C-H-A-C-H-K-I-E. Tchotchke.
And tchotchke's a
Yiddish.
Yiddish word. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, because my mom is.
It's of
yeah.
Jewish descent.
You are honoring the language.
Thank you.
And your history.
Yes, and then from the South, we would call it a knick-knack.
Yes.
Yes.
So a lot of people were like, "What's a tchotchke?" And I'm like, "It's a knick-knack, honey. Don't you worry, Claire. It's another word for knick-knack." Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's just, why do we need another sign that says "gather here"?
Live, love, laugh.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
Like-
I hate that one.
I can't.
I'm not going to talk to you anyway.
You know what? I'm gonna get one made that says 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, and I'm gonna get it blown up, painted, beautiful.
like in like illegible cursive.
Hand-painted watercolors.
Yeah, maybe that's what we start. Like just
A
awful
realistic
tchotchke.
line.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea. Squarespace.
Okay, look, like Squarespace.com, tchotchke, knickknacks.com.
Yeah.
Dirty
It'll be
tchotchkes.
It'll be don't talk to me till I've had my coffee, or after that either.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, we'll do it.
I'll come up with a business proposal.
Business meeting later. Okay, now speaking of business, we're going to venture into a little bit of world business news. USA Gymnastics declares bankruptcy in the wake of sex abuse scandal.
Oh, shit.
A lawyer for the 180 victims said the move will block their efforts to learn who knew about Larry Nassar's criminal
Oh,
conduct
how
and failed to stop it.
convenient.
Yeah, so facing a mountain of lawsuits over the Larry Nassar sexual abuse scandal, USA Gymnastics filed for bankruptcy on Wednesday. The beleaguered organization has been beset by financial struggles and leadership turnover as it has sought to contain a scandal sparked by Nassar, the longtime team doctor accused of molesting hundreds of young women and girls. USA Gymnastics said it's currently facing 100 lawsuits representing more than 350 Nassar victims around the country. By filing for bankruptcy, the organization is able to put a hold on all litigation, including ongoing discovery and depositions of key figures, multiple sources told NBC News. Catherine Carson, who was recently elected chair of the USA Gymnastics Board of Directors, said the cases will be consolidated before a bankruptcy judge, a move that will allow the organization to resolve claims more quickly. Quote, she said,
I'm just thinking about, it's a really sad story, but I'm just thinking about the biker thing, and I
Yeah.
just want people to know I'm laughing because of that, not because of
Okay.
this.
Oh yeah.
yeah, because you were just thinking about like great athletes.
Listen,
Yeah,
we're
no,
in,
that's
yeah.
what I was really thinking about.
We're in dark times and we have to laugh because this story is so fucked up.
So fucked up. This is just another layer of fucked up. And it's like, at this point, it's past the point of return. Like, the person who's in place now who's going to take all the brunt of this woman, Catherine Carson, like, wasn't around for the abuse.
Right.
No.
And so she said, we owe it to the survivors to resolve fully and finally claims based on the horrific acts of the past, and through this process seeks to expedite resolution and help them move forward. Like, I'm sure her heart is in the right place, assuming she wasn't around during this time. She didn't get promoted from the inside.
Right.
But it's like, they can't handle the scope of this. It's Larry's in jail. Like, the people who need to pay are gone.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. In the words of my friend Taylor Swift, there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women. But there is truly a special place in hell for like people who like know about abuse.
For adults who don't protect children.
Totally. Like they are in the same dorm room in hell as like Hitler. Like they are the worst people in the world.
100%.
And I hope that their souls are being burned by the pits of hell.
But they're still alive. It's just they're
Oh.
not part of the USA Gymnastics organization anymore.
Anymore.
And it's like, they didn't protect these kids. No, like, but the lawsuits aren't against them because they're coming for USA Gymnastics. Like, I'm
Right.
sure that's where the money is, and that's the organization that fucked them over. But for
Right.
these people, it was just a job. Now that they don't have the job, like, they're technically out of the
Right.
mix.
They're just like
And you can't-
retirees.
And you can't get blood from a stone if literally gymnastics is like, well, we've literally like
have no money.
We have no money.
And what does this
Fuckers.
mean for the USA Gymnastics team? Like
Right.
Simone Biles, are
This
they gonna
year.
like? Are they
Or
gonna?
next
go
Well,
to
they
the-
have private sponsors and stuff, so
Okay.
they'll still
Right.
be able to. I mean, I don't think like hell. I'll start a GoFundMe. We're gonna make sure that those girls make it to Tokyo.
Oh, of course. I can
Yeah.
donate $100.
Those girls will make it to Tokyo. Imagine
Yeah.
like them suffering because of this.
No, that would be the real tragedy.
No.
Poetic injustice.
Yeah.
Yeah. USA Gymnastics, they need to
Overhaul.
overhaul or just like a new USA
New
Gymnastics,
name.
whatever. Like,
Gymnastics Team USA.
Yeah.
but like that's completely new.
That's a startup that has good moral values.
What's funny
Like
is
vault bitches. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
bar.
Uneven bar bitches.
Yeah, I like that.
And then they just wear like leather, like maybe
Bikers.
they wear biker outfits, like they have leather jackets that have flames with like USA.
But also spandex, so it's a combination of both meanings.
Exactly. Bikers and babes. And you know what? We're winning gold, baby.
We're winning gold.
Oh yeah, we have the heart.
We do.
And the talent.
Of course.
Of course, we
Those
have the
girls
talent.
are-
In the Olympics, like there's so many politics, literally and figuratively. It's like not even about talent.
But I think there's all of that, but the cream always rises. Like, and I think
Yes.
some of the USA Gymnastics like girls are just on a whole other level than
It's us in Romania. The only people
Yeah.
who really work probably longer hours in the gym
Romania.
is the fucking bitches from Romania.
If you were going to do any sport in the
Olympics?
Olympics, what would you do? Summer.
Ping pong. Oh, summer. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like obviously, if I want to become like, do I have to put in the work though?
Maybe a touch, a smidge.
Right. Okay. So like obviously, I would want to be the most famous ones are the gymnastics gals, and they make the most money afterwards, and they go on the tour, the Kellogg's.
Yeah.
So I would say that, but they really also put in the most physical effort. So I might be better off in something a little bit more low key, like archery.
Okay. Oh, yes. Good hand-eye.
What
I'm
about
sure.
you? Right.
Well, probably just because I'm built like an ox, I would probably end up doing like the shot put. You know what I mean? Like I would be on the track and field team.
Miss
but-
Trunchable?
Miss Trunchable, yeah.
Yeah, I would be on the track and field team, but the funny thing is like I can't run a block.
Right.
You know, but
You'd
I
be
could
the anchor.
I could be. No, I would not do any dead sprints. I'm just saying I'd literally be the one like big girl on the squad that would just throw stuff.
Yeah, it's like that big heavy ball that
Yeah.
she did in Matilda.
When I played soccer, I like competitively for a while. I would always do the throw-ins. You know, that's when you're like
Yes,
on
on
the
the sidelines.
because I can dislocate my shoulders, and literally it was probably like a scandalous thing. I can literally lift my arms back so far, and I would throw the ball to the other side of the field, and they never saw it coming.
what position did you play?
Well, I started it forward, and then as I developed and got chunkier, I went forward, and then
Midfield,
midfielder, and then I was
defense.
literally like
Goalie.
center defense and goalie. Yeah.
Jackie, what Olympic sport would you play?
Oh, well, I would love to be a gymnast, but like, I don't know if I have what it takes.
Yeah.
So if I'm just there to be at the Olympics and get on TV, I was gonna say swimmer because then I can hang out with the men's team.
Yeah.
But then I have to be on TV in a bathing suit.
In a bathing suit, yeah.
And
no.
in a swim cap.
Oh god.
Scary.
And you have to like they make you grow out all your hair, like arm and armpit, while you're training, so that you have more like what's it called?
Like
What's the
Testosterone?
word with the I on the treadmill?
Incline?
Incline. Not really incline, I guess. It's like just more
Resistance.
tension. Resistance.
Yeah.
So, and then you shave right before, so it's like you're even faster than you trained for, and I don't think you could do that.
So like
Interesting.
you trained as like a husky,
It's like
and then you compete as a dolphin.
Right, so it's like 105 pounds
Yeah.
probably for them, not
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
to
yeah.
100.
Yeah.
So maybe a little beach volleyball.
Oh, by the way.
you would thrive, but you're
I'm
very
so
But
short.
you also have to be
fair skinned.
bathing
You have to
suit.
be.
Fair skin.
You have to be.
Maybe I should stick to the Winter Olympics.
Much more your vibe. Honestly, I just want to
what's
go
the-
as a TV
curling.
host.
Curling.
Very hard.
Yeah, very hard.
TV
Very hard.
host, please.
Yeah, me too. That's what I want. I'll host the digital show for NBC.
Billy
Remember
Bush.
when what's his name had pink
Bob,
eye?
Yes.
Bob Costas.
Never forget.
Never
Yeah,
forget.
the
That
best.
was
It's like, you have pink eye. Like, stay home.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, but he's a hardworking
Also-
man in television.
That Sochi, what a shit show.
Sochi
Sochi's the row of Olympics.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I've been like literally dying.
It's okay. It hasn't really been
Do you want
bothering
some water?
I have some water. Yeah.
me. Let's all take a drink break.
The row did it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Go
No, I
ahead.
was just like, when you get that cough,
Ugh.
and then I'm that person, like,
like
in a
itchy.
restaurant, it's itchy. It's just a tickle, and then people start like backing away from me, and I have to go like, I'm not contagious. Like it's a thing.
And it's just like when I have a cough, I'm like, and everyone's like looking at me. I'm like, I'm sick. Fuck off.
Right.
But if someone's coughing around me, I'm like, you're disgusting.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
it
yeah.
together.
Like, no, seriously, like, go home.
And I've seen the doctor twice. Okay.
Fifth and final story, some more biz news. Ride-hailing firm Lyft files for IPO, beating rival Uber.
Initial public offering?
Initial public offering. Ride-hailing
So they're
company.
going public.
They're going public. Lyft beat bigger rival Uber in filing for an initial public offering that will test investor appetite for high-profile but loss-making technology companies. The company, which was last valued at about $15 billion, did not specify the number of shares it was selling or the price range for the offering in a confidential filing with the SEC. The IPO is slated for the first half of 2019, sources have told Reuters. Uber is expected to pursue an IPO next year that could value it at about $120 billion, while home renting company Airbnb, valued at $31 billion, is also expected to list itself in 2019. So I didn't realize that Uber is not public
Me neither.
and that Lyft is going to go first.
But for people who live in New York, where Uber is so much more prevalent, like this is shocking. But because I travel so frequently around the country, Lyft is really like the the bigger app in most main cities. So like this isn't that shocking, but Uber's kind of like the cooler one. And Lyft really fucked themselves branding with those ugly pink mustaches in the beginning because they'll forever be ingrained in my mind as the loser mustache company.
Right. And when you had the Kia Soul that would like roll up, and then it had the giant mustache, and you're like, I don't want to get in that.
No, that's not mine.
That's not mine. No.
Yeah.
Oh, were you looking for Tiffany? Yeah, she's over there. Like, yeah. Although I've been riding Lyft because you connect it. Delta.
But
always.
even still, like
Delta Gamma.
Yeah.
I can't.
Delta Gamma. Anchor up.
But Uber is worth more, it's saying, that it'll be probably at 120 billion while Lyft is at 15 billion.
But what's most interesting about that article is in what it's saying is that it's really just a test to see if these kinds of companies can go public and it'll be because
profitable.
Because they're not profitable. Like these companies, Uber and Lyft, make the most money. They pay the drivers nothing, and they still can't turn a profit.
How?
Uber's in debt. Everyone's going bankrupt, and it's like the biggest companies in the world. Literally, my life would be so different. My life is reliant on this technology,
Mine too.
and they can't make coin. And the drivers can't make coin either.
Yeah, there's that big thing that they're trying to fix in New York right now too, is that they're going to raise the actual hourly wage for the Uber drivers. So they're basically saying like, are you guys willing to pay $70 to get out to LaGuardia as opposed to $50? Like we pay more, but then there'll be more drivers.
But no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because that's why Uber sucks, and that's why sometimes, like morally, I think it's better to do Lyft or Juno because when you
Juno?
Yes, Juno.
What's Juno?
It's like the new one.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like been in beta for 3 years.
For 3 years, but they bought Get and they came
What's
together.
Get?
It's the Israeli ride share app.
And they-
but if
now
you're
it's
not
like a-
sharing the ride, is it still ride share?
No.
Okay.
But so here's the thing. The thing is, what was I saying?
Juno, it's better morally.
Right, so it's like sometimes Juno, it's like the driver's explaining to me, he's like, there's more customers on Uber, but I wish they were on Juno because if you have a $10 ride, Juno will give the driver $8, Uber will give them $4.
That's the differentiating factor for Juno. Like if they were on Shark Tank and they were pitching and Mark was like, what makes
What's
you
the
different?
difference?
They say we treat our drivers better. That's
Right.
the
Got
difference.
it. Okay,
And
okay.
but it's like Uber, it's not that these drivers, why should I have to pay $70 to go to JFK because Uber doesn't want to pay their fucking drivers?
Yeah.
Why don't you give them the proper commission and then I can also maintain my $50 ride?
And then I'm going to tip them. I always take care of my drivers.
Especially on the long trips.
Absolutely.
No, and so, you wind up paying $70 anyway to get to JFK. And I think the problem is like the way that these companies structure themselves, it's like they all, we're a tech company, we automatically want to be Facebook. They hire like 1,000 people who sit around and do nothing. And like
The only people Uber needs to hire are drivers.
Yeah.
drivers, no, and then like someone to manage the app and like make updates. Really, like
Right.
it should be
Like
a
a
small
tech
company.
team and a marketing
but instead they have
person.
like HR, marketing, corporate culture.
Right.
That's where the
Totally.
money's
Do
going.
you need marketing for Uber?
No.
It's-
The most genius marketing that Uber has on the back of a bus.
Yep.
It says, hey, are you a cab driver and you're looking to make more than $5,000 a week? It's for the drivers.
Yeah.
I don't need to know. Everyone knows what Uber is. The drivers. We need more drivers. Drivers.
Yeah, there's enough passengers.
I literally thought the other day, I was like, why did I not invent Uber?
I know.
I had that thought in my mind. I'm like,
No.
this has literally changed our lives.
But I remember when Uber came out, and I never thought like, oh my God, this is incredible. It was like, finally someone did this. Like, it wasn't a revolutionary idea. It was just someone finally did it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
Honestly, I just don't remember life before Uber, so I don't remember what it was like
I
learning
do. You
about
couldn't go
Uber.
get a cab at 4 o'clock because they were changing
Right.
shifts.
Now, as y'all are true New Yorkers, do you ever take a cab?
I started to actually revert back to taking cabs,
Yeah.
especially out of the airport, because it's like in New York, the government hates Uber because it's taking money away from taxis,
Right.
and they say it causes congestion, so they hate it, and they do everything they can to make us hate it too, and
Right.
it's starting to work because it's so fucking hard to get out of the airport. I literally was waiting for my Uber, stuck my big fat hand out, and I got a cab. Like, they're making it easier for yellow cabs, where it's like, why don't you merge technology? In Chicago, the Uber system is so integrated with the cabs, like you can get a regular yellow cab and pay for it on your cell phone, so much so that me and Ben were in fucking Chicago, and we got out of a cab and went to a restaurant, and 20 minutes into the restaurant, we were like, did we pay for that cab? No, but we had forgotten because the Uber was so integrated that we forgot to pay for the
Wow.
cab. Yeah, that's how much they work together. But in New York, it's polar opposite.
I had a friend who flew into LaGuardia the other day. She had to wait. There was something, because LaGuardia is a shit show because they're redoing it right now. She waited in the taxi line 2 hours.
And you can't get an Uber there. You have to take a shuttle to a parking lot where your Uber can pick you
No,
up.
you can get an Uber from LaGuardia.
So there are certain
terminals.
terminals you can't.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
The
think she
Delta
flew
one
it on
you
like
can.
Southwest. Delta. I mean, I roll out.
Delta's easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Delta's easy.
Delta was the first terminal to get
Revamped.
at LaGuardia, so it's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also with yellow cabs, now with Uber, so many of the drivers are so new, they don't know New York, and they don't know what to do. But with yellow cabs, like they have
the best route.
They have the best routes. They really know the city inside and out, but they smell. So
Actually,
it's like,
I think they've gotten a lot better. I've been in some smelly fucking Ubers.
In the summer in a cab, like
Well,
There's
that's
no
the
air
thing.
conditioning.
There's
That's
no
where
air
they lose
conditioning,
me.
and I don't like you. That's a
but it has a
non-negotiable.
TV, you guys.
Yeah, right.
But we have
Your
TV.
taxpayer
With
dollars.
Sandy Kenyon.
Eyewitness News.
Yeah.
Movie Minute.
I
We need
love
to get him on the show.
Totally. Okay, now I'm going to take viewer questions for you because there are
yeah.
over
Okay, great.
400 comments. People want to hear from you.
Great.
First up, when are you permanently moving to New York? That's also a personal question of ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably it's sometime in January or February. I've got to figure out my life.
Okay. How's your podcast going? When is it going?
Yeah.
This is like launching like something from SpaceX. Like
Right.
we just keep talking about it and it hasn't come up. So I'm talking with a couple different networks. So hopefully trying to get funding behind it because when I try to do it on my own, I realize this is stupid.
Yeah.
I should get somebody to help me with the network.
What is the creative premise? Is it you and Robin? Is it you alone?
Right now it's called the Absolutely Not Podcast.
Oh, I like
that. And it's basically a safe space for like women in their 30s or anybody really. I want to interview people in the industry, comedians. I want it to be a space,
Inclusive.
yeah, where we can talk about anything. Where we start bitching about some stuff during the day, and we go through our absolutely nots, and then we bring it full circle, and then Robin will definitely be on the podcast.
Of course, she needs her own segment.
Yes.
Yeah, where she does like the news with Robin. There's like with Howard Stern's show, he does the news with Robin. Well, we're gonna do the news with Robin.
Cute. We love Howard
But
Stern.
I love Howard Stern.
We never listened to a show a day in our lives. We just love him.
What he stands for.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because I listen to him all the time. I love Stern.
Hey, but you have a car. We don't
Oh,
ever.
that's right.
Right. So like, I don't even know
Unless
how.
my Uber driver's listening to
Right.
it.
I don't know how I would. I watched some of his clips on Instagram, like when he interviewed Khloe Kardashian. I just like love him. I love that he was on America's Got Talent, and I just like weirdly am obsessed with him, and I don't know anything about him.
He's like a disgruntled old man, and him talk like I just love listening to him like bitch.
And we
It's
like
hysterical.
to think that like he would maybe like us.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Right? Okay.
He's actually really great, and I know some of the stuff on his show is a little like the over sexualized stuff. It's
It
kind
used
of
to be
getting
like
old.
corny, right?
Yeah, and I literally will tune off with that stuff. But when he does interviews, they are so interesting and in depth. I'm a big Howard Stern fan.
Yeah, me too. I keep just like talking about him in the hopes that like one of his interns watches and like shows him.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm about
Intern
it.
Sally.
So
Take
last
care
time
of
you were here, you're a friend of Busy Phillips. We
Yes.
were talking about Busy tonight. I was asking you the format, what you
it.
knew.
Yes, you were there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Busy tonight?
And you went to the set when you were in LA.
I did. I mean, she's coming into her own. With any show, you gotta like work out the kinks, but it is so great, and she's so naturally like chill and gifted at like talking to people. I think the show's a success.
Is she having a good time doing it? Is she like
Yeah,
nervous? Is she hard overworked?
Well, I mean, when any day that you shoot like 2 or 3 shows in a day is a lot. But the set's beautiful. It's a really chill vibe. But it's a tiny little studio, so it's like a real intimate experience.
How do you know her?
We used to go take SoulCycle together.
She knows everyone, by the way.
Really? Who else?
I don't know. Well, now when you put me on the
JVN.
spot.
You know JVN?
Yeah.
How?
They shot the first season of Queer Eye in Atlanta. And we had mutual friends from LA, and he sent me a message. This was like 2 summers ago, and he's like, "Hey, you're super funny. Let's hang out." And so we would hang out, and I met all the guys. But this is like, and then literally overnight, the show blew
huge
up.
success,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He's a sweetheart.
Does he follow you on Instagram?
He does. So he is the reason why you guys probably found me.
No,
No.
I found
Oh.
you from the Toasters. Everyone was sending me Brittany 911.
Yeah.
Well, but he's the one who retweeted and told people, he was like, "My girlfriend Heather's crazy. She's putting up this Brittany 911, and honestly, I owe him a lot. Like, it literally kind of took me
Really?
over the edge." Yeah.
Well, so tell me about the dynamic between the guys, because I know there's like a divide, because
So the 2 are married.
Karamo and Bobby, I think, are like outsiders, where Anthony and JVN and who's the
Tan.
Tan.
are like cutie best friends.
Here's the thing. They actually really all like each other. From what I know, I don't think there's any weird divide.
Okay.
I know that Bobby spends a lot of time, I think, in LA because, they all go back and forth.
Yeah.
And they're all married.
It's just right. It's so interesting how
literally-
like they're like socialites, but they're all like nice married guys with
Yeah.
like, who want to start families. Like they have good values.
Karamo is a son. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think there's any gossip there. I'd bring in the hot gossip, but I really genuinely think that they're all like really great. And,
That's annoying.
And when I met them all in Atlanta, they were so lovely and so cool, and I can't say anything bad about them.
Okay.
Okay,
They're good
cool.
guys.
Also, all of the comments are about how much people love you, and you should go read them
Oh,
because
yeah, you should know.
I love you
everyone
guys.
tagging their friends like,
You need to know Heather.
I love you guys. This is so awesome, and I feel honored. And y'all keep me young and hip. I'm turning 32 in March, and I feel like I got to get back to like, I was fun in my 20s.
You were fun when we went out to the strip club in Atlanta.
Oh, we did it up.
We got drunk, like hardcore.
We got drunk.
I was like really hungover on the plane,
Yeah, it was a whole night. I took you to the Claremont Lounge in
which
Atlanta.
is my new favorite place.
It's the best. It's one of the oldest strip clubs in Atlanta, and it's
But literally oldest, including the strippers.
yeah. I mean, it's the kind of place where you go to see like a woman with a real body.
Yeah.
And
real.
she might be 65 and like had just had a
Still
breast
real.
reduction. And you're like, yes, queen, come
it's,
through.
It's really empowering, to
It
be
is.
honest. Because like in my wildest dreams, like I could never be a stripper for so many reasons, but one, I just like don't have the physique that it takes. But the Claremont Lounge kind of changed that vibe.
Yeah.
Question for you. When you were here, you put out into the universe about designing women.
Yes.
Then it came out that they're bringing it back, which
Can
was
you believe I manifested on the show?
Manifest Destiny. This show,
Yes.
by the way, this show makes dreams come true. We say shit, GCB brought back. Designing Women brought back.
Friends
Friends
back on
brought
Netflix.
back.
I love GCB. I wanted to talk about this.
It's coming back.
I love, if I can't, I know I'm going to get on Designing Women, but I'd
That was
also
my
like to do a
question.
guest star role on GCB.
Yes,
You
me
would be
too.
perfect for it.
Yeah.
And has Designing Women reached out to you?
No, it got picked up by, I think, ABC, so hopefully I'm going to go in as a professional actor and do real auditions.
Do you have a headshot? Like an
Do I?
act?
Yeah,
like
do
an
you want a signed
actress?
headshot? Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, like I have I mean, that's what I am. It's so funny when people are like, are you an influencer? I'm like, no, I'm just a comedian who puts stuff on the internet
Right.
because I was sick and tired of going on auditions where
Right.
they're like, you're gonna play like a dirty one-legged hooker. I'm like, I gotta make my own opportunities here.
Cut my leg off.
You're
Yeah.
an entrepreneur.
I'm an entrepreneur. You
Right,
know?
so now you really are becoming like more of an influencer in addition to being actress, comedian. How has that changed like your
Financials.
and also your path to employment?
I mean, I do some like very naturally sponsored posts now.
Yes.
But I really and truly, I only do it unless I actually like already use a product or I
Right.
like it, you know? I mean, nobody's like, you know what? I'm gonna look right into the camera. Old Navy, you keep sending me jeans, but you know I need to be on a billboard in Times Square. Call me. You know you're selling out your rock star jeans because of me.
I have to say something about.
I'm so sorry.
You just did a partnership with Amazon.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm like, what's the word? Blank goods when you're like broken.
Oh, you're
Broken good.
no,
Like,
I know.
what?
You're
Like
Spoiled
rotten
goods?
Spoiled?
no,
Is it-
it's like
What? Did we all just have a stroke? I'm like, what?
What's the phrase when you're like,
You're
not good
tarnished
anymore?
goods
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, tarnished goods.
No,
that it?
I don't know.
Dirty,
It
spoiled.
doesn't-
You're the row NYC.
Jackie, what's the word I'm looking for?
No, I don't know. I need to find it now.
I know I'm spoiled milk.
Wait, tarnished goods.
Yeah, it's tarnished goods.
It's
synonyms.
not tarnished because
What?
damaged.
Damaged. Wow. Wow.
we were thinking too hard for like a
I'm like
SAT
scuffed
word.
goods, roughed up goods.
Damaged. Now I understand that I'm damaged goods and that like everyone hates me, but it really seems like Miss Marvelous Miss Maisel, Amazon went out of their way to work with every influencer except the one Jewish comedian
In New York.
In New York, do you know what I mean? It's like
Oh, that's
everyone's
a good
like,
point.
you have to watch Marvelous Miss Maisel. You have to watch Marvelous Miss Maisel. It's you. It's a Jewish comedian. Oh please! They literally, it's like they had to try so hard to hire so many people who weren't me. Now I'm not upset. Because whatever.
I'm not upset.
But I just think it's interesting.
That's very true.
I find it interesting.
Well, if Old
That was
Navy
like
comes to you for
I'll
a
send them
campaign first,
straight to
I
you.
will push you on front of a bus, bitch. I'm
And
wearing my
on
Old
the-
Navy jeans now.
And on the side of it, that's like BuzzFeed writing an article. The 17
17.
cutest King Charles Cavaliers that you have to follow on Instagram,
And
just
Theo.
to leave
And
off
Megan.
Theo.
and they had Instagram dogs on there with 100 followers. So my dog has 70,000 Instagram followers, and he literally puts up the most premium content and has an attitude. Like,
They wrote the list just to snub Theo.
because it's the most random, specific list.
King Charles Cavaliers in New York
Named
City,
Theo.
whose names start with a T.
Yeah, like, it was so crazy and stupid. Everyone is like out for blood, myself included.
Okay, one last question. These are just now my interview,
Okay.
my what's her name, Barbara Walters questions. So obviously your content is premium.
Right.
Your Instagram story is popping at all times, and you're very unfiltered. Is there anything that you won't post? You ever like question like, should I go on this rant? Would like
I felt bad about posting about the hotel thing because I never want to shame brands.
And like disparage a business.
Yeah, I
think
never
that
want
that's
to
a-
because there's people who are working, but I was just like, this is out of control. You know what it is? As I think that I've been so genuine about shit, like, obviously I try and find the glass half full, like, you know, the arc of my Instagram story today is that, like, whatever, we're moving on up, stay humble. I just want people, I don't know. No, I never really filter anything. You know, I think I'm a joyful person and positive.
Yeah.
There's, I think, comedians who come from kind of like a dark, negative place, and I think I'm like, look, we're in this shitty situation, but we're living our best life at the same time.
I couldn't agree more. And
Yeah.
do you feel me on this? Like, well, you're like a real comedian, but like I have like always felt weird about calling myself a comedian because I feel like especially
You're
like
doing this tour right now.
like female comedians, but comedians in general, like they're always like on. Like it's like if you're in the dressing room, it's like you're off stage and they're just like, and I never want to be like that. Like I find that annoying. Do you agree?
Yes, I do. But also, I think it's just like our personalities. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I'm really genuinely myself.
And you're a funny person, not also just like a good comic who can write good jokes. That too.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. And right back at you.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, we're just like funny people.
Right.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I know, but I just feel like comedian has that stigma because it's like,
Right.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, I technically am probably like shitty for saying that like I'm a comedian because I'm not doing a stand-up tour right now.
but it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, and you write scripts, you do all
Yeah,
of it.
I'm doing the most and the least at the same damn time.
Honestly, that couldn't be true.
Yeah. Do you
for
filter
me.
anything on your gram?
No.
Should I? Is it bad if I feel guilty now about posting about how shitty that
No,
hotel is?
they wronged you. But honestly, like
If you didn't pay $500,
Right.
like that, if you like paid and you got what you paid for, like that's what you get for going to a cheap hotel. But you paid the rate of like not.
I paid the
row.
rate of what you'd pay at like a nice hotel.
So at the very least, they can just match the price that it's actually worth.
Oh, now I
like,
have guilt.
No, I
No.
always feel weird. Like I won't filter, but like when it comes to disparaging like a local business, like I'll be like, I'll think about it. Like, do I really want to do that? And it's only when they like push me to the edge, which is exactly what happened to you. Like Il Molino. Oh my God, I moved into Il Molino 3 times, all different locations. First time, horrible experience. Second time, horrible experience. Third time, they pushed me to the edge with the fucking mushrooms.
Right.
And I had to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's like when you provoke me,
Right.
you get what you pay for.
And I think it'd be different if I was one of those people I've never, like, I have literally worked every service industry job.
Right.
That is why I have no tolerance for, I just don't have
You know what
tolerance
it
when
takes.
hospitality's bad.
Yep.
You know what? Because I've always found a yes in every situation when I worked, you know, and I had somebody screaming in my face about
The
something.
customer's always right.
The customer is always right, especially if there's like stains on the
Right.
sheets.
Right.
The customer's always right, especially when they have photo evidence.
I think I need to see a therapist about it.
I think you do too. And maybe like a throat doctor.
I really need to see someone.
Someone who doubles as both.
Yeah.
One last thing we need to talk about, because we would be remiss if
Yes.
we didn't. Ina Garten.
Oh my God, Ben's favorite thing. He watches video every night before he goes to bed. I think he's in love with like you, but like only as Ina Garten.
Yeah.
Like, if he saw you in your regular hair, he'd be like not interested.
Right.
Ina?
Yes.
He's there.
It's very sexual for a lot of people as well.
Because it's like the food mouth thing.
Yes, so I'm obsessed with her. And the funny thing is, like, I'm the worst cook in America.
Of course.
Literally, my mom is like an incredible chef. I can't even like make toast. You know,
Except
I really
morning
can't.
toast.
Except morning toast.
But I would burn it. I would burn it. You know what I mean? I would mess it up.
Stale toast.
So I found the wig, and for Halloween, I was just like this. When I put it on, it was just like that moment, you know?
Transformative.
It was literally like putting on a wedding dress, where I was like, this is it. This is the one. I was like in tears, and then I came down the stairs, and my mom was like, wow, you have a very round face. She was like, it just all came together. I just love her. Also, I did not know that that was her name for the longest time. And my mom has all of her cookbooks. I thought it was Barefoot Contessa in a Garten.
Yeah, no,
I just thought she spelled it with a T.
It's too weird.
Yeah. Like you're barefoot
she's a
in a
barefoot,
garden.
right? Like she's barefoot in the garden.
Yeah.
It's like she was meant to play this role.
I thought her name was like Cheryl. I had no idea that her name was Ina Garten.
The
Or Ina.
strategically placed dish rag on your shoulder might have been my favorite part. It's really the details.
Yeah. And I love it that she's always like, I mean, really and truly, no hate, no shade, but you know, she's like, this is such an easy recipe, you
Right.
know?
And
But
it's
it has
like
creme,
homemade butter.
yeah, creme fraiche, straight from, you know,
It's
the
right.
Maldives. You're
No,
like,
when you think out of touch, you
Yeah.
think Ina Garten.
Yeah.
Right.
Like no clue that there are people like who literally can't put food on the table, like
Right.
from McDonald's,
Right.
let alone your homemade creme
Right.
fraiche.
and my mom cooks with salt. And my mom's even like, she cooks with so much salt. Like my mom is, you know, loves a salt situation, but she's like, cut the salt in half. Like
Right.
it's a heavily, there's a
Salt.
lot of Himalayan
I'm
sea
worried
salt.
about her blood sugar.
Did anyone from her team reach out to you after?
No, a couple people from Food Network were like, oh my God, we showed everybody in the office, but nobody's reached out.
She doesn't like shit like that. Like, do you know the Instagram account? What is it?
Instagarden.
Instagarden. They
Oh,
basically
yeah.
Photoshop her head everywhere. It's so funny and cute. It's really like an homage. They're obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And she's blocked them. She does not like being spoken about in any way that doesn't regard her food.
That's so Ina.
Oh, so she's definitely out for
not
blood
down.
for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see her like Cipriani's later.
And it's so funny because people who do it, like, do it for the love of Ina. It's
Yeah.
like, it's all out of love from a good place.
She is the queen in her denim shirts, and she's just cute and bubbly, and she loves Jeffrey, and she never knows where Jeffrey's coming from. She's always like, "Oh, Jeffrey," you know.
He's always running around.
Yeah, he could literally be like on a cruise to the Caribbean. She's like, he'll be home in 45 minutes, and he brings her like fresh daisies. Like, how does this work? And like a
They're
bottle of
so cute.
caviar.
And her niece, Phoebe, is her niece. Yeah, I gotta see what she's up to. I feel like she's a toaster.
For sure, Phoebe.
Yeah, Phoebe, can you look it up?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's constantly like bombarding Phoebe for like access to Ina.
I mean, she's just the
Are
best.
they though? Because I feel like you're either Ina strong or not.
Yes.
Like honestly, I never had much interest until you came along.
Olivia's been obsessed with her our whole lives.
I mean, because she, you know what? When you watch her show, one, it's just the mood, the music, everything about that show is flawless.
I know what it was that you said at the
What?
end that made Ben laugh. Welcome to the Hamptons.
Yeah. Welcome to the Hamptons. And she's always like, fabulous.
So are you gonna make more videos?
Yes, we're gonna make some videos this weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
Don't
phew.
you worry.
And then is like the pressure is on for next year for Halloween. Do you have any ideas yet? Are you feeling the pressure?
Honestly, I know. I mean, I literally won Halloween this year. I'm gonna have to be inspired, you know?
Right.
And I literally came up with the costume, no joke, 30 minutes before.
Wow.
That's how I do my best work. I'm
Yes,
just letting you know.
I agree. That the best ideas come from like literally last
Necessity.
minute. Yeah.
Also, do y'all watch the Food Network enough?
Yeah, of course.
I cannot stand the Pioneer Woman.
What? People
Who?
fucking love her.
No, everything
She's
she
a
makes.
blogger.
I know, but I can't with the Pioneer Woman. Everything she makes, I go, I would not eat it.
Yeah, well, no, see, I can't judge based on that because I literally like my palate is grilled chicken and French fries, and they're not making that on the Food Network.
Right.
So I'm really watching the Food Network for like the glam, the glitz, like
Yeah.
just the colors. So the fact that I couldn't eat her food, it's like that's not exclusive.
You
to
wouldn't
the
know
Pioneer
if her
Woman.
menu is bad or not.
But sometimes you're right. Actually, now that I think about it, she made like a goat cheese sandwich with like ham. It was weird.
That's like
Yeah.
Anthony making a grapefruit avocado salad
Right.
for a NASCAR
But
fan.
she's Southern, so like I always just attributed it to be like, oh, that's what people in the South eat, but maybe not.
No, she's not in the South. She's in like Wyoming.
Oh,
Isn't she?
I don't know.
I don't watch the
Where is-
Food Network.
I can't. But you know who I love who's Southern? You need to watch Trisha. Trisha
Yearwood,
Yearwood,
yes.
married to Garth.
She has a Food Network show.
Oh
my
my
God,
God,
yes.
she does. It's
She's a bigger
phenomenal.
star as a Food Network star than she was as a singer.
What?
Yes, and she's so great and soft-spoken, but she like has these cute little like, you know, funny one-liners, and then they always like pray before the meal. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Trisha, I love you,
Did
baby.
you ever watch the Aisha Curry show?
I didn't.
I did not like it, like, at all.
Was it on the Cooking Channel or
Cooking Channel.
Oh, I don't watch the
I don't
Cooking
fuck with that either. It's like they put all the low-level talent there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they were testing to maybe see if she was Food Network material because she like cooks on Instagram, and I guess that makes you a chef
She's
these days.
adorable.
She is, but like the show was really bothering me. It's like Steph had to come on every show contractually for 10
no.
seconds. Yeah. And honestly, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought one of the stories was going to be Sandra Oh and Andy Samberg
Oh
hosting
yes,
the Golden Globes.
and then I got distracted.
And I only wanted to talk about it because I thought, like, what about us hosting the Golden Globes?
I'm here for it.
I think we would be good.
I don't even know if I would want to. Like, to feign interest in those things, like, I can't. And it's the Golden Globes, so it's like...
Sandra Oh.
Yes,
Sandra
Sandra Oh and
I
Andy
love it.
Samberg
That's
together.
That's just a weird mix.
And I think it's great that Sandra Oh is doing it, especially because last year she made history during award season as like the first Asian woman to win for supporting actress, something. So it's
Yeah.
great, and like she is a pioneer woman, and she should be there. But like, I really don't like Andy Samberg, and I feel like he's the perfect example of a person who has really gotten to where he is because he's a straight white man, and I don't like that. Like, I don't think he's funny or talented really at all.
As a writer, I think the stuff that he's written is super funny.
Fine, but he doesn't need to be
right.
famous himself.
Yeah, well, I just don't understand. I don't understand the connection. Like, what's that chemistry going to be like? We're going to have like a James Franco, you know, Anne Hathaway moment?
And I feel like Golden Globes is usually like not that out of touch. Like when they did Amy
Amy
Poehler,
Poehler.
Tina Fey, like that's great. Will Ferrell, like this is odd.
It's just an odd mix. Like,
Right.
I would love to see them both individually, but I don't understand.
The togetherness.
Maybe Sandra's going to come out and just throw, like, we don't realize that she's a full comedic genius.
Right.
Because she's only been in dramatic roles, so I think
She's
she
only
might
been a
surprise
plastic
us.
surgeon.
She's only been a plastic surgeon.
Or just regular surgeon.
Right. Oh, no, yeah, was she a
Yeah,
plastic
she's
surgeon?
in a hospital. Yeah, no.
Do you know that I've never watched Grace?
Me neither.
neither.
You're in good company. I never watched One Tree Hill either.
Me either.
Or
Never watched
Will
Lost.
and Grace.
No. Oh, I love Will and Grace, though.
But that's
See,
also
Will
not-
and Grace is my friends.
Oh, really?
At Seinfeld, I'm a Seinfeld, Will and Grace. I'm not a Friends. What's the other? Maybe Frasier.
Oh,
you know?
no, I don't fuck with Frasier.
I'm a Frasier girl. Okay, I don't watch any of those shows. If it has a
No.
laugh track, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
watch Desperate Housewives?
No, I didn't.
The greatest show of all time.
You should get into it. It's a
Okay.
great show.
I'm gonna get into it.
It's on Hulu.
I feel like you guys are always up with like the good shows.
We are.
I just watch
Purveyors
like,
of taste.
Yeah.
I'm-
Tastemakers.
I'm more like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Arrested Development,
Love
30
Yes,
Rock.
yes.
I
Oh
like
my God,
Rock,
yes.
30
you
Rock.
are so 30
I'm
Rock.
so 30 Rock.
And we are so 30 Rock. And we were actually at 30 Rock like 2 days ago for a meeting, and we were in the elevator. People thought we were so crazy. We were just like, ba, ba. It's 30 Rock Live Show. It's 30 Rock Live.
I
Live
can't
show.
be in
It's
30 Rock
Live
and not
Show.
sing that song.
Or make a Liz Lemon reference. When it rains, it pours.
It's what, or it's like, why are you wearing a tux? It's after 6 p.m. What do you think I am, a farmer? That's Jeff. Like, that will be on the Italian Stallion's grave, is Alec Baldwin's quote as Jack Donaghy.
It's so funny because I fucking hate Alec Baldwin, but I love Jack Donaghy.
Jack Donaghy's everything.
Dream Man, like I
Yeah.
just love him, and I think it was.
I'm
sorry, I
physically
take it
attracted
back.
to Alec Baldwin 100%.
I have said it once before, and I'll say it again. Like I think Alec Baldwin's really hot, and his just anger issues are like starting to get a little out of hand. I didn't mean that I hated him. I take that back because
Right.
I actually really love him, like secretly in shame though, because he like called his daughter a pig and like is a crazy motherfucker who like beats people up for parking reasons.
Shit.
Yeah, and he just got arrested.
When?
Like a month ago.
punched a man
He
for
punched
taking
a
his
man for
parking
taking his
spot.
parking spot. On the street, like it wasn't even a real parking spot. It was public property.
Yeah, it was like, what's it called? Reverse
Metered.
parking day.
Yeah, yeah.
He was moving his car.
And he usually has his doorman like hold it.
stand in the spot.
And because it's free park, like
Right.
if you're rich, you
I
park
mean,
in a garage.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If you're parking on the street, it's like because you can't afford the garage.
Right.
So it's like you can't afford the garage really on 30 Rock 6 seasons when you won every Emmy, please. And then his doorman stands outside and says, "Oh no, you can't take the spot." But this one guy, the doorman left for a second. The guy got the spot, and Alec Baldwin punched him in the face.
I'm unwell.
And the media doesn't cover it. It's crazy. He gets special treatment. Clearly.
Honestly, though, Jeff used to make fun of me. Jeff drives in the city, and he like turns into a whole nother person.
Ben is crazy.
But the windows are up. You know what I mean? Like if anybody actually rolled down the window, Jeff would be like, "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. You absolutely take this." Like again, the passive aggressiveness.
Yeah, of course.
Like he can never actually fight
No,
someone.
that is me to a T.
Yeah, and then I was driving. I had to drive his car once, and I got stuck behind like some parade, and I literally called Jeff. I was like, "I get it now. I get why you're a psychopath."
No, yeah, you become a crazy motherfucker if you drive in the city.
And
People are evil.
I don't get car sick, and when Jeff drives, I literally am so nauseous, and I just have to sit there and close my eyes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but you know what?
At least you're being driven.
At least I'm being driven.
That's so true, and it's not a smelly Uber or cab.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're not on the subway.
That's
Could be
great.
worse.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you this morning. Thank you, Heather, for joining us. If you
Thanks
guys
for
want to
having
keep up with the shenanigans and see if anything happens with the row, follow Heather on Instagram, Heather K. McMahan.
Yes.
Right? We'll post it on the toast, so you'll be able to find it. She's a hoot and a half. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. No guests tomorrow.
Just a regular Friday.
to wrap up the week. Our first full week together, probably in 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 weeks. Oh, together.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
All right, you guys. Love you.